Hello everyone, welcome to my first full-length video on this channel. I'm a Minotaur 92 and in this video I'm going to be talking about my favorite movie from every year of this decade. It's not going to be just one movie. For some years it would be, but for some other years it will be three, two, and as I said, one. I have a lot of interesting horror opinions, so I believe this video is going to be interesting as well. And going into 2014, we have Unfriended and Creep. Unfriended is such a fun movie to me, and it perfectly depicts the year that it was released. I really enjoyed it, even though I realize it's not that great of a movie. But I believe everyone should watch Unfriended, and even the sequel. The sequel isn't that bad. But then we have Creep, a superior horror film, the best horror film of all time, according to me, and my opinion is, of course, objective. So yeah, Creep, perfect horror movie, perfect found footage movie. If you ever want to watch a horror movie, a movie in general, just go and watch Creep. It's so short, it's so amazing, it's straight to the point, with some amazing scares. 2015, we have The Visit, Bone Tomahawk, and The Witch. The Witch is a Robert Eggers movie, and I have wanted to make a ranking of his movies because Nosferatu is coming out soon, but I really can't say which of them is my favorite. Which is my favorite, but which, not which, but which is one of the best movies I ever saw and one of the best horror movies and in contention my favorite horror movie of all time. It has amazing atmosphere. Anya Taylor-Joy delivers an amazing performance as always. Then we have Bone Tomahawk, an amazing horror western with these little bits and pieces through all of them, and one of the best cinematography I ever saw. The Visit is M. Night Shyamalan movie, and I really do enjoy him as director. And the plot twist of The Visit is amazing and still one of the best I have ever seen. I hear people talking about The Visit is not so good, its Visit is bad. I would never agree with that. The Visit is a thrilling horror movie and a really great one at that. I would recommend it to everyone. And every single movie on this list, I would recommend to everyone because I do enjoy them with all of my heart, and I believe everyone on this planet who enjoys horror should watch these movies because they are great and they are works of art. And coming to 2016, we have another M. Night Shyamalan movie, Split, and also we have Hush. But let's talk about Split. Split is an M. Night Shyamalan movie with James McAvoy, and James McAvoy, according to me at least, is one of the best working actors right now. Anya Taylor-Joy is also in this movie, and she delivers an amazing performance as always. Other than that, we have Hush. Hush is basically just a superior version of Strangers, and I believe is the perfect home invasion movie and the best home invasion movie we have ever got to this modern day. It perfectly depicts of horrors of home invasion better than any other movie, and our character being mute and deaf is such a great detail and an amazing story piece for this amazing movie. 2016, even though it has just two movies, I believe both of them are really strong and both of them you should watch. Also, Split is one of my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movies. 2017, we have Get Out. Get Out is the first movie of Jordan Peele, and this being a directorial debut is so mind-boggling because this movie is so great. It came out in 2017, and I decided to put just one movie for this year because I don't think anything horror related that came out this year was as good on the same level as Get Out was. Basically, that's everything I have to say. Go watch it right now. 2018, we have Annihilation, Hereditary, and Possum. Annihilation, I don't have much to say, but I just put on this list because I really do enjoy it. It's a sci-fi horror movie and a really good one. I wouldn't call it great, but if you have the time, go watch it. It's really good. And that's basically I have everything to say about it. And we have Hereditary, a modern day classic, modern day horror classic. It's one of the scariest movies to date I have ever watched, and the things that this family goes through in this movie is so horrific. Go watch it for yourself. It's a classic for a reason. But Possum is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. It's a really underrated horror movie, and it talks about childhood trauma in this amazing way, and it has one of the scariest jump scares ever. I basically have to cover my eyes when I watch this movie. I really don't get scared a lot when watching horror, but Possum is a movie that did that to me. And the plot twist at the end of this movie is great. Coming out with 2019, we have The Lighthouse and Midsummer. These are directors that I have already talked about. So it's Ari Aster and Robert Eggers, not the Jordan Peele. Midsummer and The Lighthouse are great. Midsummer is like this folk horror. I believe it's in Sweden, and as a European, I really do enjoy it. But The Lighthouse is a Robert Eggers movie, amazing one. Robert Pattinson and Defoe gives amazing performances. Like it's Lovecraftian. I hate that term, but this movie really depicts that term amazingly, and the whole atmosphere of both of these movies is great. And the cinematography, especially the lighthouse, and how scary the last scene in Midsummer really is. Then we have The Call and The Caveat. Caveat I've already made a review for, so if you're interested about that, go and watch it. The Call. The Call is actually a thriller, and I don't believe it's even classified as horror. But this movie is the movie that scared me to death, basically. I was I believe even crying when watching this movie because it was so so much intense. The third act is so scary. It's so horrifying. So you feel so helpless watching this movie, and everything around it is so great. If you ever have the time, please go watch it. This Korean movie is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I believe it's a must see for everyone. Then we have 2021. We have Last Night in Soho, Wrong Turn, and Coming Home in the Dark. Coming Home in the Dark is one of the movies I put in my one of the most underrated movies I ever saw. It's so horrific, and I believe I can't even talk about the subject matter on YouTube, so go and watch it. Then we have The Wrong Turn, one of the remakes I believe is better than the original, actually. It's an interesting concept, it's an interesting tale with an interesting characters. As I said, I believe this movie is even better than the original one. And we have Last Night in Soho. It's an Edgar Wright movie with Anya Taylor-Joy. As always, she gives an amazing performance. I believe this movie does drop off a little in the last like 45 minutes just because of the length of it. It's too long, but still amazing. The beginning is great. 2022, we have Terrifier 2. Terrifier 2 is a horror movie. Terrifier 3 just came out a couple of days ago, but Terrifier 2 is really great and one of the most fun horror movies I have ever saw. I believe I have never laughed so much as when I saw Art trying on his sunglasses. It was so funny to me. I burst out laughing. And this movie is really good. It had some fun gore. Then you have 2023. I decided to put Late Night with the Devil in here. It technically released 2024, but still, Late Night with the Devil, a really great movie. Another movie I put in one of the most underrated movies of all time. Then we have Evil Dead Rise. Hot take, I believe Evil Dead Rise is the best of the Evil Dead movies. The idea that your own mother is the creature is so great. I know people talk about, yeah, the Evil Dead 2, Evil Dead 1 is better. No, Evil Dead Rise is the best movie of that series. Then we have 2024, we have Azrael, Oddity, and In a Wild Nature. I believe all three of these movies are great, and all three of these movies I have made reviews for. So if you want to check out my full opinion on it, go and watch those videos. They are really nice. But from these movies, I believe Oddity is my favorite. Oddity is made by the guy that made Caveat, which I believe is 2020. Azrael, a really nice, atmospheric movie, and In a Wild Nature is such a fun movie that I didn't expect to love so much, and that has grown on me over the time because the main character is so loving. Even though he doesn't, I believe, even say a word in the whole movie, everything around it I really do enjoy, and the cinematography is great. So but basically that's it. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking, subscribing, and commenting. It really means a lot to me. And until the next video, bye bye.